good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in all the different corners of the world or of the continent Africa. My name is Bongi Gladness, and you are with us, Cleave Not TV Diaspora, the TV, online TV, if I may say, that is created to bring Africans together to be able to celebrate the achievements. And we are going to celebrate another achievement today. And we are here with Tinah Mnumzana, and she's going to tell us about all her achievements. And we are going to appreciate her right here on Cleave Not TV in Diaspora. Right now, I just want to greet her with me and you, because I know that you also want to hear her saying hi to you. So now it's my turn to say to her, how are you, Austina?
Hi, everyone from all the corners of the world. I am so privileged to be here and I'm greeting you from South Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you. As you are on it, can you just tell the people who you are? Who is Austina? Or maybe can I say Tinah? Because I'm just saying Austina because we respect that way. But then who is Tinah Mnumzana?
Tinah Mnumzana is the baby of the family. I have two other older siblings and I have a mother. My father passed on 1979.
Okay.
And I have started acting, from primary actually, when no black person was on TV. And I used to tell my peers at school that I am going to be on TV. You are going to watch me on TV, on stage, and everywhere.
Power mouth. Power mouth.
Yeah, yeah. So yes, that's basically me. I am an actress. I'm a poet. I recorded a poetry CD. I've been acting for 37 years.
Wow. And is that all that you do? Because I know you also teach drama. You also act, because I was once a student as well myself. So that's why I'm saying, what else can you tell the people?
I'm an actress. I'm a poet. I'm a health fanatic. I go to the gym. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a preacher of the word of God. I'm a life coach. I'm a drama teacher. Shoo, what am I not? I'm a dancer.
You're a dancer. You're also a writer.
Yes, I'm a writer. Like I said, I'm a poet. I've written books. I've written plays that I've performed, and I've performed almost everywhere. I've been to Germany. I've been to Sweden. I've been to Jamaica. I performed in Jamaica. I performed poetry in Jamaica. I've been to South Africa, all over. I've been to Swaziland, Lesotho. Botswana.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, that's Austina in a nutshell.
How can I'm trying to squeeze the 37 years in a few minutes, yeah.
In a few minutes, yeah. But then they will know more about you, obviously. And then already you told us when did it all started. And then, but then the question is acting. Why acting? What was in your head when you said, you know what, me, I love to act and I want to go for it and I want to dig in and I want to make sure that I make it happen?
Bongi, my mother was a matron at the hospital, and my sister was working at the hospital. She's a nurse. My mother was a matron. My father was a clerk at the hospital. My brother worked at the hospital. My aunt and everybody works at the hospital. So I think my mother, because I was doing mathematics and science and biology, so maybe they thought I'll end up in a hospital theater. But unfortunately for them, I ended up in the performing arts theater.
Oh, yes, another theater, performing theater, not the theater of.
Yeah, I'm still in the theater, but in the performing arts theater. I think when one is born, you are born with your destiny, you are born with a gift.
You are your own self, yeah.
Yes. So when you grow up, you can see the passion is calling you. The passion is calling you. You can't run away. And I started at primary when nobody was acting. I remember when we were doing the plays at school, to do a story of Jesus. I would be in the front and going, I'm Mary, because I wanted to be in the forefront. So I think this spark found me. I didn't find it. God has said, you are going to be an actress. You are going to be in the performing arts. You are going to do that.
Yeah, and when you're feeling it, obviously wherever you are, when they say who wanna be what, you are the first person to do it because it's within you, it's in your blood, and it's in your spirit, and you are not going to be shy about it, and you're not gonna shy away by not wanting to be upfront because that's basically who you are, obviously.
Yes.
So it was you were that person who would just be the first when they say who wants to play this role. Obviously, you just jump in because it's who you are.
Yes, it's who I am. And Bongi, I've worked in the National Arts Council. I was a grant officer. I have worked in restaurants. I have worked, but I always go back. I remember when I was in National Arts Council, I resigned. I wrote a resignation letter with the office laptop. And I said, they said, Tina, I said, no, I have to go. I have to go. I'm suffocating in this office. I am
Yeah,
suffocating. I can't.
I
I need
understand.
space. I need to be on stage. I need to be out there. So
Yeah,
if calling you,
as you are saying that now you are bringing me to me. I was once a PA in a company, but then every time I would find myself fighting with my manager, even though I was doing great things. I was doing great, and I was the fastest typer or typist, if I may say. But I'm telling you, still, even if I was doing all the great things, but then I was always feeling like I don't belong here. I don't belong here. You will feel it if it's not your field and if it's not where you belong, especially if it's a work wise or whether it's corporate or whatever it is. If it's fun for other people, if you were meant for something else, you will feel it within you. Even me, I resigned. I was not told to go. I had to go and say, you know what? I'm always frustrated here. I'm always depressed. So this thing of always fighting with you, I was telling my manager that, like the person that was a PA off, saying, you know what, because me and you, we don't get along, because the reason why we don't get along is because I'm in the wrong place. So I understand that this thing, I'm doing it perfectly. I'm excellent with it. But then why am I always not feeling like it? And why am I always annoyed? Why am I always grumpy? So you will have such feelings because it's not where you belong. It's not your thing. So I had to
yes,
get out and I started my album, my first album of music. And that's when I know that, you know what, I want to be outside. I want to be where people are. I want to be on stage. Leave me alone. I'm not going to continue with this. So I
you
understand what you mean.
you want to tell people, you want to talk to people, but the only way people can hear you is to be out there with them. You have to have a connection with people. When I talk to people, when I tell stories, when Bongi writes a story, I know I can tell it the best way I know how. I put everything I have. I have a tagline that where I say I am driven by passion and I'm carried by grace.
Wow.
Yeah. The passion within of
That's
what I do
inspiring
is
words.
driving me. I can't stop myself. And then grace, the one who gave me this talent, is carrying me to say, I'm with you. If you are in your lane, I'm with you. You get out of the lane, I will fetch you. And you don't want God to go and fetch you to come and do what He has called you to do.
Obviously it becomes easy if you're called for it. It becomes easy. People always say, why are you a good speaker? Why are you speaking so elegantly, and why are you speaking so profoundly? Why are you such a person who speaks so profoundly? What makes you speak like that? And I'll be like, but then if something is within you, if you were born to talk, you'll definitely talk. If you were born for something, you'll definitely do it and you will excel it. And obviously the grace will follow you, and you will be pushed by the grace because it's a calling that you have, and it's an anointing that you were anointed for. So nothing else and no one can actually understand it, but actually they will be inspired by it instead of understanding it. It's all about them being inspired. They shouldn't ask more questions. All they need to do is just open their ears and listen.
Yeah.
So I get you very very well. You actually are speaking my language in a way, or you make me understand my path as well. Because obviously I'm also gonna be inspired while you talk, even though some of the things will be the things that I've actually gone through myself. But I know very well that it is inspiring to hear something that you understand from another person, and it is also inspiring to hear something that you probably have been thinking that it's wrong or you were wrong or you were whatever. When you hear it from someone else, it gets easier for you, and you start saying, but then it means there was nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with me. I mean, this is basically it, because someone else now is saying it, and someone matured as well to say, you know what, if it's yours, it's yours. And if you were meant for it, it's yours. And you're going to make sure that you go for it. But right now, Ostina, I just want us to go to a short break, just to drink some water a bit, and then we'll get back to another question. And the question is all about you and the series and the dramas that you actually performed on, and how many, or acted on, and how many are they so far, if you were to count them. But then we will be right
Mm-hmm.
back. Let's just go to short break, and we'll be right back to that question. We are going to short break right now.
Clevenard in Diaspora Television is an internet online TV service. What sets us apart is a unique combination of hit African content, first and exclusive international free movies, series, musics, news, events, documentaries, tourism, teleshopping shows, youth TV programs, and live interviews. Clevenard Diaspora Television is available throughout sub-Saharan Africa and to the diaspora markets worldwide. Take your entertainment with you wherever you go. Watch on your smartphone, tablet, laptop, smart TV, depending on your device. Watch free movies with Clevenard Movies Television. Stop searching for free movies websites and watch Clevenard Movies Television. Watch your favorite African shows anywhere at any time. Don't forget to check out our top 5 TV channels created to get you informed. TV1, Clevenard in Diaspora Television. TV2, Clevenard Youth Television. TV3, Clevenard Movies Television. TV4, Clevenard Teleshopping Television. TV5, Clevenard Tourism Television. To start watching, sign up at www.clevenard.com and follow the easy steps. Once you're done, log into the Clevenard website or app on your device, click on any one of our 5 TV channels, and hit play. We will be very satisfied and happy to welcome you to our team as one of our new business partners. Contact info@clevenard.com +34 631 279811. Website www.clevenard.com. Clevenard in Diaspora Television.
Welcome back. You are still with me, Bongi Gladness, and we are Tinah TV in Diaspora, and the show is Fearless Talk. We are with Tinah Mnumzana. You know her as Mom Flora on the river, but now we are with her today, and she's gonna tell us more about her journey, where she comes from, and where she still headed to, and obviously you are here with us, and you're gonna hear it more. And me, I'm excited. And we are back from the break. Ostina, here it is again. We are back. And the question is, can you tell us the series and the dramas that you performed on or acted on? If you still remember them, I believe there are many. I mean, the years are they've just flew, and there are too many as well.
I have done over 30 theatre pieces, over 30. I have been on television. I have done, let me see, my first television thing was Ntwarele. It was right back
I
home.
remember it. Yes.
And then crossover 4, Kolos, Mubango. I'm trying to remember all of them, Bongis being 37 years. Mubango, Isidingo, The Need, Scandal.
Yes.
Let me see. So, or ER, the American TV series. And I have been in another international movie with Jill Scott, Number One Lady Detective. And I have been in, I'm trying to get this, let me see. Oh, Black Sails. Black Sail is an international thing. I did Die Wat Stom Is. That's Afrikaans one. And I have done, I'm trying to remember. But the latest ones that I've done, I've been in with Akin Omotoso in it's a Netflix thing. It's Whew, the brave ones, the
Okay.
brave ones. I have done international movies. I have been in the one that I did in Netherlands, the Hoedier was Zeker. It was in Dutch and Suriname. And sure, I'm trying to remember all of them. Beat the Drum yesterday. Those are films now. I'm getting there. And who? Bongi, I can't remember. I mean,
There are many,
37
of
years.
course. There are many.
And now I'm in the river that is still
Yeah,
performing
it's
now.
still going
It
on.
was
Yeah.
it's going on, and it was the only series in Africa that was nominated for the Emmys in 2019. And we won so many awards, and I'm working with a bunch of
Oh,
beautiful and great thespians. Yeah.
I can
And
imagine. I know.
I have done so much theater. Theater is vast. I have taught with theater to Sweden, Germany. I've gone almost all over with theater. I've done theater, more theater than any other thing that I have done.
So theater is it something that you enjoy more, like, or maybe it's just that you just found yourself doing it.
Okay.
Okay, so I think we should go to another break as we were talking about all the series. Let's go to the break again.
Hello there. Looking for an African movie? Search no further. Clevenard African Movies TV is here for you. We are dedicated to the acceleration of African films, TV series, documentaries, and lots more. Explore our movies at home or on the go. Clevenard Movies is free to watch on clevenard.com. Don't miss this opportunity. Hurry now. Sign up and subscribe today. Hello there. Looking for an African movie? Search no further. Clevenard African Movies TV is here for you. We are dedicated to the acceleration of African films, TV series, documentaries, and lots more. Explore our movies at home or on the go. Clevenard Movies is free to watch on clevenard.com. Don't miss this opportunity. Hurry now. Sign up and subscribe today.
Welcome back, welcome back. We are still with us, Tinah, and this is Leave Not TV in Diaspora. My name is Bongi Gladness, Fearless Talk. That's where we are. And we were talking about the series that Austina has done so far. And she told us a lot, and she told us so many, because she's saying it's been 30 something years. And you can imagine there are so many. And she was still telling us that the love, I was actually the one asking her, is the theater performance her love, or maybe it's just something that she just does, or so she will actually tell us that one. Austina, as we are back, is theater what
Yeah.
you've been doing more, or maybe is what you love more, or you are just doing it because you love to be, I don't know, to be on stage, or why theater?
Bongi, I would say I started in theater. Theater is where my training was. And then as we evolved, because this industry is evolving, you move, you go into television, you go into film, you go into dancing, you go into all these things, you do musicals. But I always tell people, when I do television, but I always want to go back on stage because I feel like that's where I meet my God. That's where me and God meet. And then I go for revival. I still want to do film, I still want to do TV, but now and again, I would want to do theater. That's for revival, for
Yeah.
to ignite that fire within me, so that I can continue. In theater, the audience is here. You can't say cut. You can't go on break.
Yeah, true, right?
They are here. They are here and they are watching you. So if you make a mistake, you have to find a way to get out of the mistake without them realizing that you have made a mistake.
So
So
is it
theater
theater you're doing it yourself? Like it's all you now.
theater is everything. Theater
So
is everything.
next.
Television is everything still. Film is everything. But like I say, now and again, I would want to go back to theater and I would want to go and have a revival and ignite the fire. Because when you are in front of the camera all the time, sometimes your fire, you feel like you're dying. So you need to go out there so that you can like go and say, yes, I still have it, and then go back and you come back revived.
So with camera, you don't have control because someone will be saying cut, 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 cut. So you don't
Yes.
really, you don't think it's something that actually makes you to be you, and you are not out of the cocoon. You're not yourself enough. You're suffocating here and there because you must listen to all the environmental noise or the environmental positions that are around you to say, let me
No,
listen to my director, or what is it? How is
not
it?
really. The director, when you have been in the field for too long, the director will come and say he has a plot. He knows what he wants. He will come and say, okay, I want you to move from here to here to here. The performance is still on you. The performance is
Yeah,
still on
yeah,
you.
yeah.
And when you do it right and when you do it, remember you're not alone. You are with other actors and who are very, very passionate about what they are doing. So
Okay.
every time when you do it, you know that you're giving and it's bouncing back to you. So it's give and take, it's give and take. It's fun and it's everything that you doing. Like you can never, as an actor, you can never say, okay, I'm getting bored on TV or I'm getting bored. It's you're still acting in a different
Still with
environment.
Tinah Mnumzana, and this is Sleep Not TV, and that's why we like to apologize for what just happened. And we were still talking about how is the theater in the series, and we just want to move on that one, as Tinah, as you were talking about the passion within it and how it works with the managers and the directors, and then how is it that you are yourself more when you are on theater stages and all of that. But then we are moving forward. But then we now want to talk about the situation that you'll never forget, that is so painful, that was so painful in your life, or still feels painful even now, that you can talk about it or tell us about in your lifetime stories. I'm talking about. I'm not talking about acting. I'm talking about personal now. Yes. So, what is it that you would say? You know what? At that time, is a moment that I will never forget in my life. It was too painful, or even if it was fun, even if it was great, because some people would say, I don't have much painful stories to tell, but I can tell you the fun ones. It doesn't matter.
Um, I don't know, Bongi. For the years that I have lived so far on earth, you meet things that I don't want. I'm over it now in my life. I
Okay.
don't want to talk about my past because it's past. It's past. But because you have asked the question, I will answer it. In my life, I have been through rape 6 times in my life.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Um, from the age when I was 8 until when I was 32. Different years, different people, and it, when it happens first time, you thinking it's my fault. You are a child, and then it happens when you are 10. It happens until you say, God, what is wrong? What is it that I'm doing wrong? Why is this thing following me? Is it the clothes I'm wearing? What is it that I'm doing? And I was never raped by strangers. I was raped by people who are close to me, people I trusted, people who I feel like they took advantage. And I had to say, stop. I went one on one with God and I said, okay, now it has to stop. Unless you saying God as a God, I am the worst sinner, so you're punishing me. And I know God is not like that. I know that it's been, and you know how I got over that. I had to go and face some of my rapists. Some of them passed on, so I have to go and face the ones that are alive and said, I know you're not going to say you're sorry, but for my sake, I choose to forgive you. It's a choice that I'm making, not for you, but for me. And Bongi, forgiveness is something that is so powerful, especially when you're not doing it because you are told, when you are doing it because you are releasing yourself. I always tell people, when you go and face people who have hurt you and say, you know what, Bongi, you have hurt me, and I can see and I know that you will never say to me, I forgive you.
You're sorry. Yeah.
Sorry. You never say to me, Tinah, I'm sorry for what I did.
Mm-hmm.
As I choose to forgive you. So I went to face the rapists that raped me and said, you see what? I choose to forgive you. And I always tell people, when you do that, every time those people come in and you haven't forgiven them, every time they come in, you your party ends. Your party ends
Yeah, they
because
take you back. Yeah.
you get angry, you want to cry, you get hurt. It's like it's happening again. But
Mm.
immediately you face them and say, I choose to forgive you. You are taking the remote from their hands and you are changing the channel to what you want to watch, not to what they want you to watch.
Yeah. But then apart from that, what lesson do you want to give people? Not really the lesson of the rape, but then other lessons of life that you can say, you know what, let me just say this to you.
In life, never compete with anyone. You don't compete with anyone. You compete, become a better version of yourself. Don't compete with yourself. Bongi, if I want to be Bongi and I want to sing and I'm a poet, I'm stepping into your lane. And if this is a two-way, it's your lane and mine, immediately I go into your lane, I'm heading for head-on collision.
Hmm.
And when it's head-on collision, we are going to have an accident. But if I stay in my lane, you stay in yours, we are going to cross so
Smooth.
smoothly. So
Yeah.
stay in your lane and compete with yourself and have a right speed. Run your race and be in your journey so that you can get to your destination that God has called you.
Of course. Wow, I like that. And it's always important for people to also find themselves. Just know your journey and to know which lane you must actually walk on or which lane must you drive in because you can't drive on another person's lane. That's what you're actually trying to say. Am I right or
Yeah,
wrong?
you can't go on an oncoming traffic. That's why on the road there is a line, the barrier line that separates the car that's going one direction and the other one is going that
True.
direction. Immediately you go into other people. And what makes people to go into other people's lane? It's because they envy people, it's because they are jealous, it's because they want to be other people. They ignore what they are supposed to be and they
We
want to be
are.
other
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
And
Then
again, I think they're confused. What do you think about that thing? When a person is not really sure of who they are, and then they don't really know why they were born or the purpose of life, and then they end up now wanting to copy other people's purposes to wanna live the other people's way. Hence, you go around and you find people not really knowing what they're supposed to do with their lives because they haven't actually known who they really are. Maybe you may actually also elaborate on that one if you think what I'm saying it makes sense. Where now you find people don't who don't know their purposes, and then they want to do everything that other people are doing. If I see someone has a car wash at the corner, I want to open a car wash as well. If I see a tuck shop, and now when I open the tech shop, so I'm
and you
thinking it's
ever
those people that you're talking about.
when you do that, Bongi, it means how people should find what is their purpose. When you wake up in the morning, why? What is your why? Why are you
Exactly.
waking up? Why do you think you were called? And you can never find that by looking at other people's lives. You
Mm-mm.
have to go into yourself. In the Bible, they say the prodigal son talked to himself. He said to himself. So
Mm-hmm.
other people don't want to be alone. They are scared to be talking to themselves.
Yeah, they don't want to tell
But
themselves or talk to themselves. They are.
being alone doesn't mean you are lonely.
Mm-mm,
It
no.
means you have time for yourself. You have
You
time
find
to talk to
yourself.
yourself.
Yeah. Yes. Of
You're finding yourself and you're saying, God, let's have one on one. Why am I here? And once you do that, you go. that passion, that's something that keeps on nagging you. It's the one that you should be following. It's the one that you should be saying, so let me try this one. Let me try this one. You know, I was watching one person, if I'm allowed to mention, I was watching Steve Harvey, and he was asking this guy. This guy was saying, "I've just been fired from work," and he says, "What were you doing?" He says, "I was a sales rep," and said, "Okay, so what is it that you like to do?" He said, "What are you good at?" He said, "I'm good in the kitchen." He said, "What are you doing in sales when you are good in the kitchen?"
And it's so true, right? It's so true. It's so true.
So that thing
Confusion.
within you,
Confusion.
yeah, that thing that is within you, that you keep on ignoring, but it keeps coming back. That's the one that you should follow.
It's true.
I don't think if I was not an actor, I would have lasted 37 years in the industry.
You
I
wouldn't
would
have
have failed. I
at all.
would have. The fact that every year when I wake up, every year when the camera says action, my passion, the fire within me comes. Every time when I see the audience in the theater, the passion, the fire within me, it's saying, now I know what the other things, counseling, preaching, and these are other things that I can do. But what is it that wakes me up? I
Yeah.
know that I know there are people I look at who have died on stage, who have died still performing, like the late Mama Mary Twala, like Umama Nomhlenkonyeni. Those people, they have acted until old
Until
age.
the end, yeah. Until actually the end, yeah.
Yeah,
True.
yeah. You know, I looked at them. I remember I was performing with Mama, Mama Mary Twala,
Meanwhile,
and she
yeah.
was running. And at that time, she was 73. She was running. We were shooting an international movie where we were bare-breasted because we were slaves. It was something that we were shooting that was set in 1747, if I'm not mistaken. We were going bare-breast with only clothes on our waist, and Mama Mary was running, and she was 73. And I'm going, if I can give up now, then I am stupid, because look at this woman. She still runs. She still has it in. And Mama Mary died, and Mama Nomhle, they died doing what they have been
They
called to do.
love what they're called for, and also what they know as being their purpose. So I do
Hmm.
understand. And when you were talking about being alone as well, but let's just leave it for now. I'll get back to it when we come back from the break. Let's go to the last break before we close, and then we'll talk about that as well, because it's actually the hot one. We still have to continue with it. I'm coming back with that isolation, the part of isolation. I think I'm going to talk about myself, but right now let's just go to the short break. You're still with me.
Let's sell on your behalf. If your item sells on our webshop, you pay a 10% commission plus the transaction fees, and you get the rest. Register now at www.shop.clevenard.com. Start uploading your product and services. We can really sell it on your behalf so you can carry on working on the things important to you. Are you looking to sell any type of product or service and you want to avoid the hassle involved? Selling can be an arduous and time-consuming process. At Clevenard Super Shop, we will be happy to take over the workload of promoting or selling your products or services. All you need to do is to register at www.shop.clevenard.com, enter your shop or vendor information, and then start uploading your product and services. We will do the selling. Now, be ready to get more sales and awareness. Start making more money from your business with Clevenard Super Shop by partnering with us today. Let's sell on your behalf. If your item sells on our webshop, you pay a 10% commission plus the transaction fees, and you
Welcome back. You're still with me, Bongi, Gladness, and this is Clevenard TV in diaspora, and this is Fearless Talk, and I'm with Tinah Mnumzana. We just had a short break. We just had a bite of a few things involved, and we just had snacks. But hey, how's Tinah? We were continuing. I just wanted to talk about the part where you were talking about isolation, where when you are alone, you get to say, who am I? You get to say, why am I here?
Hmm?
What is my purpose? And then you get to actually ask that question to God. So when you said that, you touched me because that's what happened, or what's happening to me. Because most of the times I like to be alone in isolation with God, to ask Him questions, and to also pray to Him, and also ask Him to also help my family, help all the people I know, and protect people and all of that. That's the only moment that you'll be able to know what you want and where you're heading to, and where you want to end up in life, and who you really are as well. And
You know,
because we can only find ourselves in God. There's nowhere any other place where you'll find yourself. The only place where you'll find out who you are is with the creator of your image and of your character, someone that actually molds you, and which is the spiritual being, which is our God, the Father.
mhm.
So you
And
really
Bongi,
touched me there. You really touched me there because it's definitely what I normally do. And when I do that, really in that space, there's a lot that happens in the atmosphere around me. So I got you. I got you so well there.
every time when you go, you choose. It has to be a choice. You shouldn't just find yourself alone and lonely, because when it just happened, like you, I don't know what to do with myself. I'm alone. Then you start feeling lonely. But when you say, now I need my space with my father. Now I
Yeah.
need my space with me.
Yes.
I need to be alone. You close your room. You sit. Sometimes you don't know. We talk too much. Sometimes you
True.
pray and then you keep quiet. You just keep quiet and you will hear God. You will
Yeah.
hear God.
Yeah.
He
True.
will tell- Sometimes it will be something you're watching, and then you're watching that thing, but all of a sudden, they one word, and then God says,
You'll put it
"That's
together.
me too."
You'll just put it
That,
together. Yes.
yeah, and
Or
then you are there, and like you're saying, you're talking to your father. You're
yeah.
talking to your father like I'm talking to you. Say, okay, God, today it was not a good day for me because this and this and this and this happened, and I don't understand, and I'm hurting.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I was telling people, I had a friend who used to say, we like sing "It Is Well with My Soul," and says, do you know what that person who wrote that song was going through? Are
Mm.
you really with
It
well
is
with your
well
soul?
with your soul. Yeah.
Really well with your soul. Who are you lying to? Because you can't lie to God. So I
Mm.
have learned to say, Rara, I am not well. I am
Yeah.
not well, and I don't know how to get out of this.
And I need
May
you.
you
Yeah.
help me
And I need you.
pass it by human understanding. And
Of
then I keep quiet. Then I can come and back and say, it is well. Because
course.
I have gone and I've been honest with myself, and I'm honest with my father.
Of course, of course. You'll definitely get an answer within your soul, because when you talk to your father, and then suddenly you will feel in your soul like you're having answers, and you start saying, yeah, oh, okay. Some people, they don't think they're imagining things, and that's when you'll be getting answers after that moment you've had, and suddenly you'll be feeling so peaceful, and you'll feel like you have answers, and you start saying, but then if I could do this, and if I could do this, if I could do that, then you will be thinking you are thinking, but you are not thinking. It's actually after what you've just done, and now God is coming and say, look here, this is what you gotta do this. Don't be frustrated, don't be all angry, or all upset, or all aggressive about the situation, but then this is what you need to do. And then once you start applying that, you will see that it was God, because everything will just come together, and then that's how you will know that, you know what, God works in isolation. God works better in
Mhm.
isolation. When there's no noise around you, when there's no conflicts, when there's no misunderstandings, when there's no bad discussions, or maybe, let me say, I don't
When there
know,
is no stress around you,
when there's
you
no stuff
know,
around you, when there's
when
no
Peter was walking on
confusion
the
as
sea,
well.
when, when Peter was walking on the sea, he could see Jesus, but he was listening to the storm. That's when he started to sink. He was listening to the
That's the
storm.
thing.
So when you shut the
It's so
noise
true. It's so
away from
true.
you, then
So
you
it needs to
concentrate
be,
on
it needs to be silent. like for God to be able to show up and be able to also show off. He can only show off if you are silent within yourself, because sometimes the show off could be the show off with the people, but then when you were silent, when your mouth was shut and you didn't find yourself being noisy as well, talking too much and saying things that you're not supposed to say, then that way actually that's how God will be able to come through and say you didn't fight yourself, you didn't do it yourself, you didn't do it in the flesh. That's when I came in. That's when I came, because you didn't do it on your own. You didn't play God. So I had to come in because of that. But then if you are going to be around the noise and wanting to be all powerful, almighty, God will just disappear. I mean, the Holy Spirit won't, because you'll be grieving it. It won't do anything about it, because you know too much. Then what else should happen? Well, thank you so much, Ostina. What I wanted to also ask you is that, do you see yourself tired of all of this? But then you already said you want to be like Mam Twala, Mam Mary Twala. Obviously, if you say you want to be like Mam Twala, definitely you want to do it till the end. So I can't ask you that question anymore, because you already answered it. That you know what, I'm not going anywhere and I'm doing this until the end.
If I give up now, when I grow up, then they will have to take the younger Bongi to go and put makeup so that she can act an older woman. And I'm still here, you know. I
Yeah.
still have
Right?
I still have to, my brain still works. I can still cram a script and do a one-hander alone 1 hour. I can still memorize 15 scenes. I can still do it because my brain, and it keeps my brain going because it means I have to read every day.
It strengthens your brain, because when you read, I love reading as well. When you read or write, I'm sorry about that. When you read or write, maybe you should get some water. Maybe you should get some water, Anya Nifela. Okay. Are we good? Are we good? Thank you. So what I was saying is that when you read or write and all the time, you are training your brain, and your brain becomes more fresher every time. It's like you are helping it not to be tired. So reading and writing is very important, because it actually helps you to refresh your brain at all times. So obviously if you're doing a lot of that, Ostina, obviously you will always read a script, even at the age of 80. You'll
Mhm.
you you'll still read a script at the age of 80, and
Because
you'll still be
listen,
that Magoko who will act at the age of 80.
Mama Sisa from Tyler Perry's movies, the
Okay.
older woman, she
Okay.
acted until she died at 91 and she was still doing it.
Of course, it can be done. It can be done, because the brain can only be tired if it's not working. And if it's not working is when it's not reading or writing, or maybe if you yourself physically, you're not doing something with yourself. Then obviously the brain will get tired. And again, you said you also run, and you're still jogging, you're still doing all the fitness things around you. Also, that also helps a lot with the brain. So obviously you will run this race. You will run this race. Another question, which is the last one before you give the last word, is that apart from everything that you said you're doing, what else are you doing, or what else do you wish to do? Or maybe even places you wish to go to, if you may.
Bongi, I still want to work with my brothers and sisters from Africa. I see myself one day we doing a movie that we tell an African stories, that we can produce and tell our stories the best way we know how, besides being told by other people from other countries. Let us tell our African stories the best way we know how. And I still have a dream, and I know that one day I will work with my brothers and sisters from Africa.
From
And it
Africa.
will really be a United States of Africa.
United States of Africa. I like that. I like
Yes.
that. Definitely United States of Africa it will be. And we are very, very, very honored to be having you right here, Austina. But then what is your last word to the people? Maybe inspiring words?
The inspiring words I will just say, please, my brother, please, my sister, Just stay in your lane. Just concentrate. You know what God has called you. You're not going anywhere until you do what God has called you
Hey.
to do.
Wow, I like that. You can't go anywhere, of course, if you haven't done your purpose, because we all born to do something, and we all born for something. If you feeling that urge, and if you feel that passion within you, it means that's exactly what you have to do. As you said already before, I took that one because I know it's also what I always tell people. If you're feeling something in your spirit or in your like within yourself, in your soul, you must know that it's exactly where you hidden, and that's what God is saying you should do, because there's no one who can born and die without anything that they've done, because that's actually it will be a disgrace for God, or it will be an insult to God, because he created you for something. If he created you and he needs you to do something, it has to be done, and if it was not done, it means now you were born for nothing, and God is disappointed wherever he is. And thank you so much, Austina. We are so grateful, and we appreciate everything that you've done, and we were happy to be celebrating it with you today, as we were asking you more questions about what you've done. But we are happy nevertheless, as Fearless Talk and also Cleveland TV in diaspora. We hope to be working with you more. As you said, you want to be everywhere, definitely everywhere. That's where we're going to be together. And right now, from me, Bongi Gladness, it's a good night. We had Tinah Mnumzana, who's an actress from different series and dramas, and also currently she's on The River. Thank you so much, Austina. It's a good night from me, Bongi Gladness. I believe that it's a good night from you as well. And goodbye from everybody throughout the continent. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Yeah.